Hi guys, it's Carly, and today we are going to make some new Photocard fillers for my Photocard binder. So this is basically me setting it up. I had already chosen the photos I was going to use for all of my fillers, so I'm just finding them in my folder right now, and then I will transfer them into Canva. So in case you've never seen how I make my fillers before, I do use Canva. I have a custom sized canvas that I use, and I find that it just fits the best for my fillers in particular. So I'll let you know the size I use. I use size 244 by 331 pixels. So pixels, that's the big thing. I have the measurement in pixels, and I find that that size is what fits my 9 pocket pages best and what works for me best. Of course, you might decide to do something else, but that's just what works for me. So I cut out the entire part where I was waiting for the photos to import. My computer was being a little bit slow at the beginning. It was a little bit overloaded. So if you see me struggling to move the pictures or expand them or get them lined up perfectly, it's because my computer was being so slow and I could not figure out why. I was struggling so much at the beginning. So if you're like, oh my God, why is she struggling so much? The lag doesn't look that bad. It was so bad. It was so bad for a good 5 minutes. Let me tell you that. Right now, I'm just waiting for it to decide that it wants to load a new page. That's how brutal it was. So if you see me going over to my screen recording app and checking to make sure it's still screen recording, that's me trying to make sure that my computer just didn't shut it down for no reason. But yeah, so basically for my fillers, all I do is I tend to use the teaser pictures is what I like to do. So I kind of figure out the layout. So right now we're working on fillers for Cheon for the Hush Rush and Over the Moon comebacks. So I choose teasers, figure out what my layout's going to be, how many of the little fillers I'll need, choose that many teaser photos, then put them on here. Then I cut them out, and I just have you'll see when we add them to my binder, but I have little kind of sparkly Photocard sleeves that I put over top of them to add a sparkle to them so you can kind of differentiate them. But yeah, this is Cheon, which we're pretty much done. So then we move on to On and Off. A lot of these fillers are for WM because I have been slacking when it comes to my WM kind of collection organizations, because WM went from doing 3 or 4 cards per comeback to a ridiculous amount. I don't even know. Oh My Girl consistently has over 12 photo cards per member, per album. Same with On and Off now. I think Goosebumps had 12, maybe over 12. It was 13, 14. I don't even know. I guess I could figure out with how many Goosebumps fillers I made, but it's ridiculous. But I also had to make new photo cards for Oh My Girl. So these Oh My Girl fillers, so when I was picking out the teasers I was going to use, I went in with the idea of keeping my Geo and my Mimi collection separate because of how many cards there are from Dear Oh My Girl forward. But then I was looking at the Photocard situation for pre Dear Oh My Girl, and there are so many photo cards. So what I decided to do, and this means I'm just going to have to organize on the fly with the photo cards I have, but what I decided to do is essentially put everything pre Dear Oh My Girl, which would be Dun Dun Dance. I'm going to put all of those together, and then I'm going to put everything post Dun Dun Dance. I'll keep those collections separate because there are so many photo cards. I think that's what we're gonna do, because, like, it's ridiculous the amount of cards. And, like, all of a sudden, the cards just showed up. I was like, what the heck is going on right now? So many cards for no apparent reason, but whatever. I do enjoy collecting Oh My Girl. I love them. They are an alt for me, so I will continue collecting them. It's just a little bit frustrating. But yeah, that's kind of like the main organization things we got to do. I have to get my Oh My Girl collection sorted out, because that collection is a train wreck in terms of organization, which is why I have so many Oh My Girl photocard fillers, because I was like, I need to figure out this collection. And even now, I'm still like, I don't entirely know how I'm organizing it, because I changed it on the fly while I was doing it. So that might pose a little bit of a problem. But yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting for my Oh My Girl comeback, because it's been almost a year since Real Love. I feel like Real Love came out the beginning of May last year. I think it's almost been a year. It's been a while. And I know, like, Oh My Girl doesn't come back frequently anymore, and I don't expect them to come back, like, 3 times a year anymore, but one Oh My Girl comeback a year is good enough for me. I'm perfectly happy with that. But yeah, what else has been going on? Have you guys heard Ives come back? I love I Am. I'm, like, obsessed with that song. But I'm, like, obsessed with that song when I watch performances or the music video. Like, Kitsch, I listen to Kitsch constantly. I love just listening to that song, not really watching the video, just listening to that song. But lately on TikTok, my entire For You page has been, so, like, you know the I Am music video where Wonyoung jumps out of the plane and does, like, flips and stuff? It's been, like, edits of people with the music video, and then all of a sudden there's, like, a thud in the back, or Wonyoung, like, falls onto the stage because she jumped out of a plane, and where did she go, right? So that's been my For You page recently, which is, like, pretty entertaining, TBH. Pretty entertaining. What else have I been up to? Oh, I'm having an issue with my cats. So if anyone has cats and had the same issue and knows how to stop it, please give me your advice. My cats recently, so I live in Canada, and it's spring now, and so we, like, went back an hour, or we spring forward, so we jumped forward an hour, and now the sun is out at, like, 6 o'clock in the morning, which is perfectly fine. Like, during the week, I don't mind getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, because I normally do anyway. Like, I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm doing my makeup by 6:30, and I go to work at 8:30. Like, that's just what I do. But the weekends is the issue. So I feed my cats at 7:30. So even on the weekends, if they only let me sleep until 7, not a big deal. The issue is, on the weekends, they've been waking me up earlier than I would be waking up for, like, during the week. They wake me up this morning, they woke me up. One of my cats started waking me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then she eventually was like, okay, whatever, this isn't worth it. If you can hear a bell in the background, I'm trying to distract my cats right now. But eventually they were like, oh, that's not worth it. So then Reenie quit trying to wake me up. But then at 5 o'clock in the morning, her sister, Luna, was like, okay, I'm going to wake you up for real now. And it's easy to ignore Reenie. Like, I know everyone's going to be like, you just have to ignore them. Trust me, I would if I could. It's easy to ignore Reenie because she doesn't use her claws. Like, she might paw at you or, like, bite your head or whatever, but she doesn't do it hard. She, like, recognizes how strong she is, and she doesn't use her claws. Her sister, on the other hand, which I love her dearly. I love Luna so much. But she uses her claws, and she bites hard. Like, to the point where this morning, I think I had to pry a claw out of my scalp, like, 3 times. I just cannot ignore Luna when she's doing that because it hurts so bad. And if I tried to ignore her, I would end up bleeding. And I can't do that every morning. The extra hour that I would get in sleep, maybe, is not worth the abuse I would take from my cat. Like, it's really not. So I'm just struggling with that lately. I don't know if anyone else did. And I know everyone's advice is probably going to be, you have to ignore it. You have to ignore it. You can't reward the behavior, which is what everyone says. My books are already getting scratched up because one of my cats, Reenie, I don't mind outing her, Reenie, has learned, because on my cube bookshelf, you guys might remember, when I was in the house, I had my photo, I had my photo books, like my K-pop albums, on this cube shelf. And then one day she started just scratching it. Like, if you've ever seen my GOT7 Breath of Love albums, they are completely scratched up, which is why I have a second set of them. But since then, since I moved into the apartment, I have gotten two other bookshelves that I have in another room where I put my K-pop albums, and now Reenie doesn't bother them at all. But my books, she does. Like, she scratches them and she tries to rip them off the bookshelf to get attention. So, like, my ACOTAR series have gotten the worst of it, I would say. And I think it's really just the texture on that. It's like a kind of semi-matte finish to those books. So they, like, show scratches right away. But, like, A Court of War and whatever the third one's called, A Court of Wings and Ruin, ACOWAR. That book, the abuse that book has taken. So I am trying to ignore her with those books. And, like, I know the only way I'm going to get her to stop scratching my books and trying to rip them off the bookshelf is if I ignore her when she does it. And it's already starting to work. Like, she sometimes does it still, but not nearly as bad. Like, really not nearly as bad. So what I did is I just reorganized my bookshelf, and I moved, like, the important books that I care about, like my favorite books, the books I don't want her to wreck, up to the top shelf because she can't scratch them. And the books that are older or secondhand or already kind of beat up or whatever, I put those on the bottom two shelves where she can get them, and hopefully I won't, like, have too many books ruined after this. Because the thing is, like, even if I get replacements for these books, I wouldn't feel right about donating or giving away books that are, like, completely scratched up on the spine. But we're trying. I'm trying so hard to ignore her. But she just, like, she really goes for the ACOTAR series. She must not like that series. I mean, like, same. I don't really enjoy it either. It's not my favorite so far. I've only read the first two books, though. So maybe ACOWAR I will like more. But I just have a feeling I'm not going to. I have a feeling I'm not going to like these books. We'll see, though. I don't know. I have the first 3 books and the novella, so I will read those ones, but I think, like, I don't know, I don't own the 4th one yet, so we'll have to see. If I don't really vibe with the 3rd one, I might not even continue the series on, because I've heard you could stop after the 3rd one if you wanted to. You don't have to continue into the next part of the series if you don't want to, so we'll have to see. We might be giving up on that series. I'm not sure. We'll find out. I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of where my life is right now. My cats are destroying everything. They are so destructive. I've thought about this before. So you know how there's some cats who are, like, cats that need to go for walks, like, they need that extra nourishment, they have extra energy, they're naturally curious, all those sorts of things. I do think that's my type of cat. I think my cats are the type of cats that would enjoy going on walks. I really do, because they are very curious, they have so much energy, they're not scared of things, they like to explore. Like, recently, they've learned how to open every cupboard door. So I'll hear, like, banging around, and Reenie will be sitting on top of the plates in the cupboard. Yeah, my allergies are just bad right now, so if my voice sounds weird, that's why. especially now that I've been talking for 20 minutes at 7:30 in the morning. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be filming the reorganization video. I just wanted to show you guys how I make my fillers, because I always get a lot of questions about how do you make your fillers, and I have a couple of videos on there, but sometimes they get old. But yeah, so I will be cutting them out, and then we'll be doing a Photocard reorganization video where I put them in my binder soon. I was going to actually film that this weekend, but I left my paper cutter at work, and I don't feel like cutting out 100 Photocard fillers with a pair of scissors. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!